Well, welcome back to Let's Talk Premier League. It has finished. Burnley 1, Arsenal 1 at Turf Moor. Before we get into all of this, make sure that you've liked the video, subscribe to the channel with notifications on, and share the stream on all your socials. Get as many people in here as possible, and get your comments in. What did you think of that match? I'm not going to ask you boys how you are, because I already know exactly how you are. I mean, we'll start on the positive side with Aubameyang. That first goal, an assist by Willian. Do you think that this may be the sign that Willian's starting to sort of get into it a bit? Took him a bit of time, but do you think he's starting to understand sort of his role a bit better?
Yeah, I thought the thing is, I can't even say in the second half he was shit because everyone was shit in the second half. I think, in the first half when we have the ball, he looks very positive. He looks to try and take someone on, which is better than what he's been doing. And I mean, it's the curse of the 12 o'clock kickoff with Willian again. That's his third good game. Well, good 45, in a 12 o'clock kickoff he's had this season. I mean, another assist that takes him to like 5 for the season now. I think, I thought it wasn't all him for the goal because it was a great finish and it was good build up from the midfielders, but it's his burst of energy again that gets us. He did it against Leicester when he drives through the midfield and he gives the ball to Pepe, and this time he drives through the midfield and he gives it to Aubameyang. But I mean, it's you just I can't. I've said this so many times. I never know of anything Arsenal. I never know if we're going to be good or who's going to play good. But I hope to God that he can continue it because we need all the players to be on form, and long may it continue. But I mean, it was very good from him in the first 45, and like I said, everyone in the second half was just shit. So I'm not going to speak.
Yeah, we'll get into the second half in a minute. But Sauls, obviously everyone's been slating Willian for God knows how many months, and rightly so for a lot of it. Rightly so, he's been very poor. But this is now, 3 games? Because I think he had a good game against Benfica as well, didn't he? So this is now 3 games where Willian is starting to hit his stride, I think. And if you can get Willian maybe firing a little bit more sort of towards the end of the season, that could be more of a benefit to you than anything.
Well, yeah. And like Luke said, we need fucking every single player firing, man. We need whoever we can. We need God himself at this moment because I've never felt so deflated over a defeat before because
But you didn't even lose.
The goal was as good as the goal was, man. It's heartbreaking, man, when you come to the end of the game, right? When you back these players to the absolute ends, right? And you say to them, come on, guys, just some of these players that you can no longer back. It's heartbreaking because we're this is why I say we never turn a corner. And I've said that, when people say, it's not the players, it's the manager, or it's the manager, it's not the players, and all of this, right? And why we blame, different people. Now, I've said it all. If it wasn't for fucking individual errors again, we would have won this game. But you know what? Even before that, you know why I'm not going to praise a single player today? I'm not giving any player credit. The only one that deserved maybe a little bit of credit is Leno for keeping us at 1-1. But you know what? Every single fucking one of them, if that was me if I was Arteta, I'm telling you now, every single one of them would have a black eye. They'd be shitting their pants. They would not want to be talking to me because every single one of them we've instilled a lot of faith in them. And how do they repay us? With a shit performance once again. How many times, Niall, am I going to sit here and say individual errors have cost us the game? And you know what it is? This is what I'm saying to the board. The football is there. We've seen the football. We created 5, 6, 7 chances in that first half. That game shouldn't even have gotten to that Xhaka moment. And that's what pisses me off. Those attackers need to look at themselves, right? They should not get a rest. They should not be going home. They should be they should be sleeping on the pitch. Yeah, every minute of their fucking week practicing their finishing. Because how many times are we going to sit here, right, and start saying, oh yeah, we should have been 4-5-0 up in the first half. We should have been 4 goals up. Oh, another missed chance. Pepe missing the ball. It's sure you get paid hundreds of thousands of pounds a week to kick a ball and you can't kick it. Like, how many times are we going to sit here, right, blaming people, yeah, and blaming the manager, saying, oh, the manager's not good enough. Oh, Rafa Benitez will come in. He will make us great again. When you've got a bunch of clowns. How do you turn shit into gold? Please, someone physically go shit in a toilet and turn it into gold for me, please. Because then I'll believe, yeah, that is the manager's fault. Because up until that moment, I am not going to take anything, right? This board needs to look at this. Because the football, I've said it all along, the football is there. But it's either finishing or it's on the other side, we go make a mistake. And you know what it is, right? It's going to be Xhaka. The next time it'll be David Luiz. The next time it'll be Ceballos. The next time it might even be a Partey. The next time it'll be Bellerin. Do you know what the problem is, right? Every single goddamn player has a mistake in them. And up until the point we don't start getting the players in, we're never going to see any glory.
And that's the thing. Everyone knows I'm firmly Arteta. I do believe that Arsenal would succeed better without Arteta. But absolutely nothing is on him today. His tactics, his way of playing suited. The early goal for me, when you get that early goal, look at what Tottenham did when they got that early goal. They then put Burnley to bed by 4 goals. And that's the thing. When you get that early goal against Burnley, they will come out and they will try and get that goal. And that's the thing. You've got to be clinical in that first half. But Arteta can take none of the blame today. Absolutely none of it. Again, it's them individual errors, and until they're eradicated via getting new players in that are better and understand how to play some football, then you can't win anything. We have got some comments. DC saying, "Lol, Xhaka," and then Liam saying, "Yo, no, come on, our goal today." Yes, we're playing Doncaster. Do not remind me. What we will do is we will be maybe 1-0 up at half time, go and smoke some marijuana, come out for a second half, and then open like a prostitute. That is literally our goal at the moment. But talking more about this game, although I'm pretty sure these two would love to talk about our goal for an entire stream, we do need to talk about Xhaka and Leno. So the way I'm gonna do it is I'm gonna give it 50-50. I think Leno sees everything in front of him. He sees what's going on. He sees that someone is there next to Xhaka. Why on earth is he passing to Xhaka when he knows he's going to get closed down brutally quick? And then the other half, Xhaka should just clear that for a corner. Just kick it out for a corner. Like you're under pressure. You're in your own box. Just kick it out into row Z for a corner. Like that at least that way you can then look at regrouping and getting the ball out. But where do you two sit on the blame for that goal? Is it on Leno or Xhaka?
I'm saying 60-40 because Xhaka's called for it off Leno. He's literally I'm fairly certain as a professional footballer, you're getting pressed from behind you because you always have to be looking on your shoulder, and he still calls to the ball despite being pressed heavily. And I don't understand why, because it just invites 10 times more pressure. And also, he takes an extra touch rather than just hitting it out first time, which just, again, taking a touch gives the opposition more time to adjust their stance when they're pressing, and it closes angles. So yeah, I'm putting majority of the blame, majority of the blame on Xhaka because he's called for it, he's taken an extra touch, and he still decided that the best option is just to hit it blindly across him when he must have seen a Burnley player stood there. But yeah, there is blame on Leno for right. He could have ignored the pass and gone long because he realises that Xhaka's not a good option because they're being closed down. But I mean, as professional footballers, yeah, you can make an odd mistake, but making a mistake that juvenile is just not acceptable. It's not. You can't be doing that.
It's not even a mistake I would make, and I can't remember the last time I can't remember last time I was on a football pitch kicking a football, to be brutally honest with you, and not even I'd mate. As I say, my first instinct would be smash that into row Z and have a corner and just regroup. You
get taught that at the age of fucking 2. You don't. You come out of your mum's womb getting taught that shit. That's like the first thing, because he is a defensive midfielder. As much as we don't think he is, right? He is one of those that has got a defensive responsibility, regardless of the role you give to him. And anyone that knows, even if you're an attacking player, you get taught when in danger, clear it out. Yeah. But one thing I am going to say, right? Leno's a bitch. Leno is a pussy. Why does he not command his box? Why don't you think for a second? This is why I said to you now, these players are fucking idiots. They're a bunch of stupid, low IQ footballers, that need to go. I'm not saying Leno needs to go, but there's too many idiots in this team. A bunch of stupid players that don't understand. You know what? If it is coaching, use your brain just a little bit. Because guess what? Arteta can't predict every scenario in every game and coach you the entire game saying, look, Burnley are going to do this, because you can't predict the future. So when a scenario like that comes up...
He probably has. Don't forget, every manager has a tactical briefing. And I bet you the first thing he's probably done... It's because Burnley always press up from the front. They always press up.
That's what. But you know what? Even if that is the case, and I'm just saying hypothetically, he hasn't said anything, right? As like Luke's saying, as a professional footballer, Leno should also be like, okay, wait a minute. What is Xhaka realistically going to do? Pass me the ball back. That's what I would have expected, right? When I seen that play out. Now, what's the point of that? What's that really going to do? It's just going to add pressure to Leno. So go long. You're not an idiot. You're pretty much breaking through to be an international player. You are the number one at Arsenal. I'm sure you're not that stupid.
Yeah. I mean, it's not even something I would see our keeper doing at Argyle. He would probably try and either get into the wing backs or just boot it long. I mean, and we like playing out from the back. Like what I know is very much like Arteta in terms of wanting to play out. But my keeper would be booting that long or getting it to a wing back, or smashing it for a throw in. He wouldn't make that pass, and that's a League One keeper who's in his first season as a senior player at Plymouth Argyle, and it's decision making again. And Leno, we've seen Leno with a couple of questionable decisions. Obviously, he has kept you in the game, but the Wolves one where he's trying to do a Superman punch and deceiving the referee was just beyond stupid. And then this one is another stupid error. And what I want to ask is, would Emi Martinez be making these sort of mistakes?
No.
No. Probably
not.
And
I've said the reason why Emi Martinez is a better keeper is because he commands that box. Right. Emi Martinez is one of those players that, again, has a bit of a footballing brain to him. Right?
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying, look, keeper-wise, if you take every other aspect out, they're probably not, but you can draw them with a thin line right between them in terms of goalkeeping ability, in terms of shot stopping, and etc. Now, the reason why, when we talk about the best keepers, right, in the world, forget about the Premier League. What's the one thing, right, that's associated to every single one of them? They demand their box. They are in control of everything that happens in the... Alisson shouting, Edison shouting, even De Gea shouts a lot, right? And then even if we go into Europe...
Ian Henderson does.
Exactly. Then you go into Europe, you've got Stegen who does it, Jan Oblak does it, Neuer does it, Why is it that Leno, for some reason, this is why I'm saying he's a little pussy, or he doesn't say nothing. He's like, you can rob his wife or shag his wife in front of him and he probably won't say nothing to you. Like, he's that kind of player, because it's all good being nice, right? But a goalkeeper needs to be in control. On that pitch, be a bastard, right? Off the pitch, be as nice as you like, be friendly, be whatever. But on that pitch, a goalkeeper needs to be the bastard, right? That needs to be like, I'm not taking shit off anyone. What I say goes.
Yeah,
but that's not the case with him.
Whatever happens further on the pitch, you can't control that. That's
exactly.
not your fault. Anything that happens inside your box that's your box, right?
Yeah.
And you thought this. I was never a goalkeeper. I played goalkeeper maybe 2 or 3 times. I was soon removed. I'll put it this way: I was not very good as a goalkeeper. But even I was there shouting. I had one defender say, "You're not very good," and I'm like, "I don't give a shit. This is my box, my rules. Do what I say." And it's like you not command that respect. You demand that respect. You literally go, "This is what I want. I'm the keeper. Deal with it. If you don't like it, go fuck off. Go play for, I don't know, Sheffield United." And what I want to ask is, do you think, and this isn't Arteta, I'm not blaming Arteta, but do you think whoever was in control of that decision making of Martinez Leno, do you think they've made a mistake?
No, because Leno's been so good for us and he's kept us in so many games. And I think, you know, you can't throw away, you can't just replace Leno because Emi Martinez did so well for us. I'm not saying like I love Emi and I always will because he's been so loyal to this club. But he should have left because he deserved to get first team football elsewhere because he wasn't going to get it here. Let's be real. Arteta, had his mind made up that Leno was his keeper. And it's not a bad decision because they're both very good goalkeepers. And I think on the thing, Leno on the commanding his boxing, Leno doesn't do that very often. But after that mistake today, he was very commanding. There was one corner in particular that stuck out to me. He was getting swarmed by Burnley players and he fucking claimed that ball. He pushed through and he stood his ground and he claimed it. And I thought it's just so annoying because you can't do that after a mistake. You have to be consistent with it. But it's just the theme of Arsenal. We're not consistent enough and it's just embarrassing now. How the fuck do you dominate Burnley and still not get a result? In the second half, they look like beating us. That's not good enough. You can't let Burnley dominate you because they don't play attractive football, good football, but they've still dominated us. They still looked better than us. How are you letting that happen? It's not the manager, but it's the players on the pitch that need to fucking put a shift in. And I'm really baffled by it all because I think I feel bad for Arteta because I think individual mistakes and poor finishing is going to cost him his job ultimately. If he gets a sack, it won't be. I don't want it to be.
Do you know what, Luke? Do you know what? I'm gonna say something right, which may be harsh, but this fan base deserves it. Do you know what? Next manager comes in, we're back to the start again. We're back to the drawing board. Another 2 years knocked off. Another 3 years behind. Right? We need to start realizing we need to build a team. Forget the management, forget the style, forget the system for a second. Yeah? You're honestly going to tell me those players on the pitch, right, are good enough. After what I'm not saying by name, forget their names. Forget Aubameyang is Aubameyang, right, and look at his performances. Forget Willian is Willian and look at his performance. Forget Saka is Saka and look at his performances, right? And look at Xhaka, Partey, and all these as individuals. You telling me that these players have played to their best of abilities every single game. And Niall, on the Gooner Show, I told you, the problem I have, this squad, right, can turn a game around. But they're not consistent enough. These players, right, they can perform, but they just can't do it for a season. That's why when I say, right, when we're 10th, I'm not surprised. Because they're simply not consistent enough. You know, Xhaka can have like 3 or 4 games, right, where you're like, you know what, fair play to the lad. But then he's going to make a big mistake. Again, you know, that, how, you know, Burnley didn't beat us. We beat ourselves today. Because we got the goal in 5 minutes, right? We started off fantastically and we kept going. But then for some reason, we feel like, we don't want to finish today. We don't want to score goals. We just don't like doing it. You know, fuck Arteta, fuck the fans, you know. We're never going to score for you guys, you know, fuck you all, you know, because we're just a bunch of fucking idiots that can't finish a ball. But guess what? Hey, we're not going to get blamed because Arteta's here. And that's the problem, because once we start now putting the blame on the players, because they deserve this now. They deserve to be blamed and criticized and called out for this. Because how many now, look, if we go look at the Villa game, lack of finishing. Wolves game, lack of finishing. Leicester game, okay, fair enough. They took enough chances to win the game. Benfica, lack of finishing. You know, we look at the start of the season, you know, we were creating 3, 4, maybe 5 chances in the whole game. I'm not saying it's enough, but we didn't finish them. How many, you know, when we, like, you know me now, I look back at things and I look at the details in what we do. And I've said this to people, and when they start to genuinely start looking at this, how many times, right, can you really sit there, right, and say, Arteta got it wrong tactically, or how many times did they individually fuck this up for us? And I can guarantee my backside, right, that It's more individual errors that are costing us games than tactical outputs. And that's the problem. And you know when people like are saying VAR today, that VAR wasn't good for us, that was a handball, that was a penalty. I'm sorry, we should have been 5, 6, 7 goals up by that point. All right, we're not going to finish every single chance, so I'll be a bit more, we should have at least been 2-0 up. That's not, when we've created 5 to 6 chances for an Arsenal football team, you're expecting Burnley to score 2 when they've created 7 or 8 chances. Right? You're expecting Sheffield to do the same. You're expecting Brighton to do the same. When you're a Premier League team that's creating 6, 7 chances a game and only scoring 1 in most of them, how on earth do you expect us to win?
Yeah. I mean, it's difficult. Luke, what's your thoughts?
I don't understand how we can be so poor in front of goals. We're bottling it. We're bottling chances left, right, and centre. I mean, Aubameyang really finished everything he could have. I mean, you look at that chance that Lowton kind of like fucked up clearing. There's no way you expect him to score that. I mean, it's difficult for him. But you look at the Saka ones. How has he not put one of them away? I mean, the one where he's gone with the outside of his boot. What? Why? If you go with the inside of your foot, you wrap.
Are you on about the one in the first half?
Yeah. Just put your foot. If you wrap your foot on that, it's going in. And Pepe, I can't. I've been praising the guy so highly in the last few games, but fucking hell, you've got to be absolutely putting your foot through that. And the second one, fair enough, it's cleared off the line. There's not a lot you can do. It's a fucking excellent clearance, but I don't think Pepe was all right off the bench, and I feel bad for him because you got to be because he did have a good game, or not good, but a decent game. But that chance is all we're going to remember from the game because it's cost us. And I think bringing Ceballos on was a fucking mess. Why bring Ceballos on? He doesn't offer anything to us. Why not bring Martinelli on for Saka, who was poor all game? I don't understand it. You've got an excellent young player on the bench who could easily change a game if he wanted to, and you bring on Danny Ceballos. Why? Thomas Partey was not that bad. He was all right. Yeah.
And Aubameyang, you know what? I've just seen his fucking tweet. You can fuck right off, you prick. In this game, when you produce the chances we did today, we should have won this game. It is what it is. Fuck off. Just fuck off. It is what it is. Do not fucking come. You know what? I'm sick and fucking tired of these players right tweeting apologies. Fucking show me on the pitch. Because I can apologize. Doesn't mean I fucking mean it. It is what it is. It is what it is. I fucking smack you. It is what it is, you dickhead. No, I'm sick of it, man. I'm getting sick and tired of it. What do you mean? It is what it is. Just don't tweet. Just don't say anything.
Yeah, no, it's difficult because these players need to understand. I don't think the players understand how much they're really pissing off their own fan base, and especially with the no fans in stadiums, that is going to cost it. RJ in the comments saying, "Damn, Granit Xhaka cost you that game."
Did. You know what? I'm not. Look,
it's a mixture.
Technically, he cost us the game. Technically, yes, he cost us the game, but that's not why we lost the game. I'm sorry. We should
lose. Feels like a loss.
No, we lost that. That's a loss. I don't care. We didn't draw that game. It's fucking annoying. I can't be asked anymore,
man.
It's
just really frustrating because there are people defending Xhaka and there are people defending Leno. No, criticize them. They fucked up.
Do you know what it is, Luke? It's not defending them. It's about, yes, they make those mistakes. Yes, we've done. But again, man, we need to. If we finish the chances, do we fucking care? Xhaka made a mistake. No, and that happened beyond, the mistake. It's just.
We should have been 3-0 up before that mistake.
Fuck off, Aubameyang, man.
If we're 3-0 up before that mistake, it's 3-1, and we will close out the game easily. Yeah, it's a mistake, but it doesn't matter because we'd be fucking clear of Burnley anyway. But no, we're just not. I don't understand how we can't finish our chances when we have players that are meant to be clinical, like Lacazette, like Aubameyang, like Pepe.
I agree. It's not ideal. But we've got RJ here. RJ, obviously you were neutral. What was your thoughts on the game? It was It was not the
Yeah.
best for Arsenal, in my opinion.
For me, I just feel bad for Arteta, if I'm really honest. I mean, he has to deal with shit like Granit Xhaka every week to come on. And don't blame me. Look, Granit Xhaka, on his good day, he could be a really good player, but he's not what Arsenal need if he want to succeed. Like, if you're really looking about it, lads, you're going backwards. And I was watching Steven's stream for a tiny little bit. Last season, you're going for top 4, right? Now you're going for top 10, right? So you're going backwards. And the board do need to make like at least some changes this summer. If not, I don't see actually contending for top 6 anymore. But yeah, no, a lot of questions were asked today, and I don't think your strikers were up for it. If I'm really honest, you got the first goal, congrats, but you didn't take your chances, like you said. But yeah, that's
RJ, what was your thoughts on William? Because I praised him for mainly his first half performance. I don't think anyone deserves.
Yeah, no, I think
he's been getting a lot of stick. So I just wanted to know what your thoughts on William was.
Yeah, no, he had a good first half, and I swear he did a big part in that first goal. I think he got
the assist.
Yeah, which to be fair play to him, but like,
and that 2 assists in 2 games.
It's just
it's
so 3 games, 3 assists. Well, 3, 4 assists.
But the thing is that it is Burnley, and he should be beating him. I don't know what like. Oh no, they should. They should.
Yeah, I don't like this disrespect to Burnley. Obviously,
I'm not disrespecting them.
No. On the run of the game, we should have fucking beat them.
No, I agree
they
with
should
that.
have.
Burnley is
One thing when they won 1-0 up, I'm like, all right, Arsenal are going to win this. Their form is unreal. This is what's going to happen. Then Xhaka messed up. I'm like, okay, this could be a drop of form maybe. And then once it ended 1-1, I was just like, well, am I surprised? Not really. I mean, once you let in a goal, I think either your heads drop or you try and get back into it. Like, but most of the time, your heads drop so much. It's like United sometimes. We pray to God, if we do let in the first goal, we pray to God that we can get a goal back or try and get something back. But most of the time, it's not like that anymore. So, look, I think your main focus should be on the Europa League and Tottenham next. So I think you should put, just forget about
that. We should be putting 100% all eggs in the basket for the Europa League. Because fuck me, what's the point?
You should, but I mean, Olympiac, I don't know if you could win it. That's the question. That's the thing.
No, I think Arsenal could beat Olympiacos. I think I've seen enough to think they can, but it's certainly not.
They can. No, they physically can. It's just the mentality of those players are just a big worry. I mean, like, are you really going to rely on those players to say, let me?
He did rest a few players for that game.
He did, yeah. He's Pepe, Partey, and someone else, didn't he?
Well, Partey played.
Partey.
We don't need to rest anyone for the game because we have such
Thursday.
Like
they've got till Thursday. How much of a rest do you fucking need? There's people out there working 40-hour shifts, right? Do they get a week off because they work 40 hours? Do the NHS get a day off when they're flipping overloaded? Fuck off with this rest bullshit. They get paid more than enough money. They're meant to be athletes, right? Athletes. Yeah, fucking prime specimens, right? That need a rest. Oh my God, no. Go to sleep, kid. Go to sleep.
It's really frustrating is that we've dropped points now because we have a fucking really hard run of games next. Our next 3 games are Tottenham, West Ham and Liverpool, and fucking
Can I be honest with you? Fuck Tottenham. I don't want a single first team player. We have to go for the Europa League because the league the league is fucked. And Niall knows how pessimistic and optimistic I've been about the league. It's fucked. We can't do it against Burnley. You want us to go beat Spurs? Fuck. I don't care. Get demolished by Spurs. I'm gonna say it now. I don't care. They can come and beat us. They can batter us if they want. Liverpool don't give a fuck either.
You'll beat Liverpool. You'll beat
the league's done. The league is finished.
What did you think of Callum Chambers? Because obviously he came in for Cedric Bellerin on the bench.
Yeah, all we need to say is he's better than Bellerin, and he was all right. He was decent enough. He's good in the air because he's so used to playing at centre half. He's decent, but he's not good enough, and he's not an attacking fullback. You can't have him in the fucking. You can't.
Chambers wasn't bad.
That's the thing. You need a right back in the summer, and I've heard you want Lamptey, and to be fair, that'll be a perfect spot for him because he can just slide right into there because he's a primarily proven right back. He's young, talented, fast, attacking. He's not scared to get a card. Do you know what I mean? He's perfect for you, and I do think the addition of him. But the fact is, will you get him? Like, obviously Arsenal is Arsenal, as they say, but I don't know whether you get him or not in the summer.
We should fucking go all out for him.
You should. By right, I think you should look at Basuma as well if United are not going to get him. But like I said, you need
all this Max Aarons talk doesn't really make sense to me because Norwich are going up. So why would he leave to come to us if they're getting promoted anyway? It doesn't. So Lamptey should be worried.
Trust me, Max Aarons is leaving Norwich at the end of the season. The reason he didn't go this season is because they wanted him to help get him promoted. The minute this season's done, he's going to be cashed in because the likes of United, even Bayern Munich, they're all looking at
Bayern
him.
Munich, actually, yeah,
and no disrespect to Norwich City, but Norwich City are not on the same level, even on Arsenal, United, Bayern Munich. I mean, they're just not the same level. Yeah. He's been.
Can I just say, right? Arsenal have failed to score more than one goal in a match for the 23rd time this season. And people are surprised with 10th. Okay, please enlighten me.
Who do you put that down to, though? Like, I know the finishing hasn't been great.
Well, to be fair, we did play the whole of the first half of the season without a number 10, so that was why. And I think
but at the same time, like one person you can't blame is Arteta. I don't believe he wasn't back, lads, in my opinion. And look, and he took forever to sign Odegaard as well. So,
I mean, it is refreshing because, as everyone knows, I am fully Ollie out. Not Ollie out, Arteta out, not Ollie out. Why am I saying?
Why are you Arteta out?
Because I just don't think right now he's the right fit. I think what they need is...
I don't think anyone's the right fit. So
I just think the board is just ruining him over. Like,
but the reason...
If you give him what he wants.
And that's precisely why I don't think he's the right fit at this precise moment. Because you need... When you're doing a rebuild, you do need that. I feel you need an experienced head to sort of think through the process, what you need. But you also need to be backed by a manager.
Niall, I'm sorry, Niall. I'm sick of this bullshit that everyone keeps spouting about an experienced manager. No manager that's ever not going to be backed is never going to be good enough. You're telling me United are going to go spend hundreds of millions of pounds. Chelsea are going to do the same. City are going to do the same. Liverpool are going to do the same. And you're telling me, miraculously, a messiah, an experienced manager is going to come and get this board to spend money. No. Until this board does not back a man, I don't care who that manager is. Until there's no backing, you can forget a process. You can forget philosophies. You can forget everything because we've had Wenger. Wenger couldn't do it because he wasn't backed properly. Emery came in, experienced, Europa League winner, couldn't do it. Now you've got Arteta. Now, the reason why I stopped blaming the manager, I'm not saying Arteta's the right man or he's the wrong man or any of the reason I've stopped blaming the manager is because you can keep changing that. You can keep saying, oh yeah, we'll bring this man in. Oh yeah, he didn't work. Oh yeah, let's bring the next man in. Oh yeah, he didn't work. Oh yeah, let's bring the next man in. But until you don't start to buy into that philosophy and actually back the philosophy of a manager, you're never gonna improve. And that's why I'm saying to the people, stop with this bullshit of managers out. Because you know what that's gonna do? Because they're gonna sit there and go, then Rafa might come in and go, yeah, Gabriel's not for me. I'm not saying he's not a good player, by the way. I'm just saying he may come in and say, Gabriel's not for me. Partey doesn't fit the way I want to play. Martinelli, I'll think about him. I'm not saying, by the way, these wouldn't fit people's philosophy. I'm just saying, they made the players we've signed. Because the reason why United have done so well now is because they've gone with Ollie and said to him, look, I know you're going through some rough patches, but we're going to stick with you. And we're going to try and, even if I know it's slow and I know United fans are wanting this to be a bit quicker, but they're starting to now get this manager and start to back the manager a little bit and start to bring his players in. Until they've not done that, to say Arteta out or Emery out or Wenger out is pointless. And to say Rafa can come and turn this boat around is pointless.
Yeah, we did briefly touch on it in the United show about the importance it is that Ollie has now got Ed Woodward backing him and sort of on his side. Yeah. Which is sort of, it makes it a little bit more even in the boardroom, especially if Ed Woodward and Ollie has that good relationship, because it's now two of them singing off the same hymn sheet. And to be fair, as long as the Glazers, and they do put money down, they do go, we'll give you 150. I mean, United are the second biggest spenders in Europe since Fergie left. I mean, they put money down. The issue that United have had is just
It's not the right
complete incompetence. They've had incompetent people doing the process.
Yeah.
Ed Woodward is a huge part of that incompetence, but Ollie, we said this, I think, in the first ever United show. Ollie sort of taught Ed Woodward what to do and to be like, no, just listen to me and do as I say, and you just sort out the contracts and we'll be all good. Because there is no way
Yeah.
Ed Woodward can come at the other.
What I think is,
I think there's a difference between investing and investing wisely, because any manager can
exactly.
if you're gonna, there's a difference between if the board invest in Arteta and just buy loads of big players.
Exactly.
And there's also a difference, like you want to buy the players that actually suit Arteta.
As I said, Argala Vibes FC. Well done, Doncaster. Clearly, we smoked the marijuana actually before the game today. Well done, Plymouth Argyle.
What I will say about this is, obviously, Arsenal have they do have a board of directors, I believe, don't you? You've director of football. That's the
They've got Edu. And
I'd question it. I'd really question whether he is a director of football.
I understand what you're saying, man, but look, we don't even have one. Do you know what I mean? We base all.
Yeah, we're in the same boat. We don't really have one. He's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I think you need to find, say, an Arsenal legend or someone who is, I don't know, you need to find someone who knows football in the back of the head.
I disagree. And the reason I want to disagree is you look at what Ollie's done with Ed Woodward. If Arteta can get that sort of relationship with Edu, where Edu basically bends over and lets Arteta deal with it all, and just does as he's told.
No, but that's not the thing, Niall. No, but the thing is, if we brought in, say, Edwin van der Sar as our director of football, right, and put listen, right, and we put Ed Woodward to finances, the amount of transfers we can get in is a lot higher because we have someone who is so influential, like Edwin van der Sar, with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, telling these players. We could even get Fergie into the joint, saying, look, we'll bring in Fergie, he'll talk to you. Look, you're going to be the future.
I totally agree. I agree to a degree. Nice little bit of words there. I don't think the Americans like that. Americans like a streamlined approach. They don't like too many people having an influence. You see it with the Glazers, with Ed Woodward. You see it with Arsenal and the Kroenkes and Edu. But if Edu and Arteta can build that sort of relationship up, and Arteta can be the ones going, I actually want this player, this player, this player, and all Edu has to do is deal with getting the player in. Do you not think that would be just more of a benefit right now? Because who is it that's making these decisions? Because technically Arteta is first team manager.
Yeah.
Do you think he has the majority say on the players that are coming in? Because I look at who he's brought in Partey, even Tierney to a degree, and I look at these players and I'm like, they're good players. Partey is a good player. Tierney is a good player. Odegaard, even on loan, it solves a sort of the short-term problem. Do you think these signings are coming from Arteta? And do you see maybe in a couple of years' time that if Arteta can keep getting maybe 2 or 3 in at a time, that the process, as long as he works with your youth players as well, do you see a positive outcome of all of that?
Well, I mean, you look at our summer window, and we had 2 players come in Gabriel and Partey, and they were both players Arteta wanted, and they've been very good for us. And I think that just shows that Arteta knows what he wants. And if you give him what he wants, then he can do good things. And that's why, we've looked better this season. Partey's been a very good addition. Gabriel has improved on defence massively. But we had 3 summer targets, and the one we didn't get was Aouar. And if we got Partey and Aouar, we would be a lot higher than 10th. And I can guarantee you that.
I can agree, yeah. You wouldn't have to...
And this is what I've been saying to everyone. When you look at that, I'm not saying that, we're going to get all these players in, or I'm expecting, because I understand, right, COVID does have a big part to play. Yeah, but when you start, look, if we put those targets, right, let's just say, we did get an Aouar in. Let's say, for example, we did go and get, Lamptey or Aarons or whoever it may have been. Let's say we did get them in, yeah? Would we be sat here in 10th? Probably not. Because
No.
I don't think the
You'd be
tactics
sixth,
are
I'd
wrong. I just don't think the players are good enough.
No, 100. I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. And that's why I think, like basing a United Arsenal like level, we have the same problems. I think we do not have that team yet. We do not have a right winger. We do not have CDM. But once we get them, if we had a CD, if we actually had to buy Jane Sancho, we would not be 14 points behind.
Arsenal and United are on the same.
Must be so hard being sat second in the league.
Yeah, it's very depressing. You know what I mean? It's
no, but in my opinion, Arsenal and United are on the same process. It's just United are further into a process.
Yeah, they had theirs accelerated by the fact that they have spent money on these players, like a Bruno Fernandes and like a. Wait, the thing is, I don't think Maguire was a good signing for his price tag, but I think he's the signing you needed because you needed a good centre half, and Maguire partnered with someone fast is actually a good centre back, and it's proven by when he's played with Bailly.
I wouldn't say just fast. I think experience. If we brought in Ramos in the summer, right, with Maguire, not only would Maguire play better because he has someone who knows the game inside and out, but he has
also, right. We've been screaming for years upon years upon years to replace Vieira. What's the first signing? What's the big first major signing that Arteta's gone and done? Replace. I'm not saying Partey is Vieira. I'm not saying that, but he's that type of player. If you understand where I'm coming, and we've been screaming, we need a quality centre back. What's the first signing he goes and does?
I don't think
gets a centre back.
Is exactly like
No, not exactly like him.
I think he's like the Edu or Gilberto that goes next to him.
No. What I'm trying to say is that sort of stature of player, like, I'm not saying he is Vieira, by the way. I'm just saying, like, we've been asking, like, because obviously Vieira's the name that always, when are we going to replace him? We've not replaced him for years, and he's gone and done that. So I do think he has a plan. I just don't think that, number one, right, like, I'm not saying, look, we do spend money, but we just spend it stupid. We buy players when we don't need to buy them at that point. When Pepe came in, that 72 million or whatever however it's structured, right, could have been spent better. That's when we should have got a Partey in. That's when we should have got someone like a Gabriel or Upamecano or whoever, whatever name you want to bring in. That's when we should have done that. For years, we've been saying Bellingham's not good enough. It's not just this season. Why do you think we've been screaming for Cedric to play? It's not like we've all of a sudden said it just because we've seen a good performance from him. We've been saying it from the beginning that he needs to play. This is the problem, right? And then people are like, why are these players being selected by Arteta? Do you not put the blame on him because he's picking them? Well, I'm sorry. Who the fuck do you bring on? Because the next guy is just a shit.
That was my next thought. Just a couple of comments. Daniel saying like, subscribe, share. Absolutely. Everyone like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share the link on all your socials. Get some more people in here and let them have their thoughts in the comments. Also, he said, thanks for letting me do his first ever preview. He was very good at it. So we'll definitely be seeing a bit more of Daniel on, especially for some match previews and reviews. Very good, very well spoken, and understands his club. But he also loves Mason Mount, which I found a Chelsea fan that loves Mason Mount. I'm almost in shock here. He also says thought Ramos renewed his contract.
So what's happened is Real Madrid have offered him a new contract, an improved contract, and he has a deadline of, I can't remember what date to accept it, but he's yet to accept that contract. So he technically hasn't done anything yet.
Yeah, I think these talks of Varane and Ramos leaving, I think they're just PR stunts to get to earn themselves a new bumper deal, because I don't think they'd want to. I don't think they really.
I don't know. He's been at Madrid for a while. The real Chris saying,
he's been here.
Daniel, big up Daniel for doing that. A goal update. Obviously, the SPL could be decided today if Rangers better Celtic's result today, and it is currently Rangers 1, St Mirren 0. Ryan Kemp with the goal there, 14 minutes into the game. I don't know if you've seen the scenes outside Ibrox and what Gerrard had to get through, but they are extremely happy with winning their first SPL title
back up the league, haven't they?
This season. So big up to Steven Gerrard there. It's 2-0. A goal just went in as well. But Stephen, you've just joined us.
Yeah.
Obviously today, I don't think you can fully blame Arteta. In fact, I don't think Arteta can take any blame whatsoever. But I think the mistake I think individual errors are here costing Arsenal again. Xhaka and Leno mainly. And it was Alfredo Morelos with the goal for Rangers, 2-0.
Right, now, during the live stream, I look at Xhaka, mainly. And 2-2. I just don't get why this guy is at this club anymore. I really don't. Oh, God. It's funny how we brought him in, and ever since then, we've not actually made it to the Champions League.
I don't think it's solely on him, but I think
I don't think it's solely on him. There's other issues with the club as well. Yeah. But there are times in the game when I'm looking at the game and I'm looking at pattern of play. I'm looking at certain, say, like Willian makes a run forward and everyone's static and they're not making the runs to open the spaces, and I'm just like, who's teaching them? Who's coaching?
Mate. From my opinion, Arteta's game plan, his tactics, his patterns of play were brilliant. You had 2 or 3 good chances in the first half. You took one of them. The Xhaka, massive error from Xhaka. He should be burying that every single day of the week. And people tell me, well, he deserves to be starting for England. He doesn't. He deserves to be in the squad. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is what happens with a young player. But Arteta's tactics, his pattern of play, they enabled
again. I will point out Willian again. Again, another good performance.
Yeah, but I think Arteta's plans, his patterns of play, his tactics, they enable chances to be created. But your front three just weren't clinical at all. Pepe in the second half, put your foot through that ball and put it into the back of the net. But he's tried to sidestep it into the net. And it's these issues, and these are not Arteta issues. These are individual issues done by your attackers. Then you've got the issue with Xhaka and Leno. Nothing on today's performance, and I've been very critical of Arteta, but nothing on today's performance can go on Arteta.
Well, I wouldn't say
the only thing that I will say, but the only criticism I have, I didn't agree with the substitutions, but the way we started to end that game, I can see why he done what he did. But
I don't get.
I don't think this game
at all. I don't get it.
When the three happened, when the three came together, when the 3 changes happened, and the third one was made. That's when I started to see, because we started to actually create a few chances and we started to get on the front again. But at the same time, I feel like sometimes he needs to be a bit more proactive, and he needs to be a little bit. When you want to do that, right, the 3 should have been made together, because I feel like when the 3 came on, that's when the game changed, not when the 1 came on and then the other came on. It was once the third and final sub was made is when we turned that tie around. If we had done that from the beginning, we may have even nicked that goal, because we started to look a bit positive near the end of that.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of comments before we carry on. Real Chris saying, look at Johnny Burner. He's also a Mount lover too. Oh, we've got more Mount lovers. We do love to see that. I love Mount 2.
You want to see it on Monstars channel, they go off like a pop.
Daniel saying Pompey losing 1-0. Yeah, that's to be it's actually Northampton 1, Portsmouth 0. I suppose that's less humiliating losing to Northampton 2-0 now. And Charlie saying, yes, lads, Xhaka is well class. Charlie obviously trying to wind up some people.
I mean, you can have him if you want.
Yeah. That's 50 million on him. I'm sure he did bits for Pep.
It probably do quite
you
well.
Hang
on. That midfielder's one. Where do you put him, Souls?
What's that? Sorry.
Where do you put him,
do you know what it is? He's not. I still stick to it. He's not a bad player. I can't remember
which category you put him in.
Bang out? No. Yeah, bang average.
Yeah, bang. Which, to be fair, no, to be
fair, I thought you put him in good.
Yeah, but he's not bad. No.
Who's this?
He's not a bad.
Xhaka.
Yeah, that mistake. Xhaka. But to be honest, right, up until that mistake, I don't think he had a bad game.
No.
If I'm going to be completely fair.
I agree. Sometimes he
And
has
to
some
be
of the
fair
best
to him,
games
yeah,
on.
he
He's the
made
best
that
player on the
mistake.
Even after that, he didn't
bounced
do
back
too
in the
bad.
second half. He was all right in the second half. It's just
Yeah.
you can't have a player that mistake prone start game week in, week out, because it's just a fucking accident waiting to happen, isn't it?
The Icos as well, God.
So yesterday, I asked everyone on the panel, apart from obviously RJ because he's not an Arsenal fan, I asked everyone what their thoughts on the result would be. Saul said 3-1, Luke said 2-0, Stephen said 2-0, I said 1-0. So I win, being the closest to a 1-1.
I mean, I said we would concede, which 100% was going to happen.
Yeah,
I already knew. I seen that coming.
I win the prize of absolutely. I win the prize of absolutely fuck all because you ain't getting no prizes for any of that. We don't do prizes on here yet.
I heard he was going to donate £10 to the Children's Liberty Foundation.
Mate, in lockdown where people have no money, good luck trying to get money out of my bank account. You've got more chance of finding money on a broke hooker. But to be fair, talking Arsenal, obviously, Bert Leno was put in front of the press today. Excellent, well done, Pompey. We love to see it. Bristol City are 2-0 down to QPR.
Was Leno put in front of the press?
Well,
Aubameyang doesn't go when there's a bad result.
Why is Xhaka not doing it?
By who?
Xhaka probably has 2 black eyes and a bleeding lip. So
wait, Stephen, did you say why didn't Xhaka do it?
Yeah.
Last time I checked, he doesn't have the captain's armband.
Yeah, the Aubameyang has the captain's armband, but
exactly. So you can't. Don't.
So why is Leno?
I don't mind people calling players, but you can't say Xhaka should have been. That's Aubameyang.
When David Luiz made his mistake, he took it himself to go and on the press and said,
"Yeah, but your captain should be going in front of that regardless."
So why is Aubameyang doing it?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking you. I didn't call Xhaka out. I'm saying, why didn't Aubameyang go?
The thing is, do you think Aubameyang's got the leadership skills to even be?
No, not at all.
If he's got leadership, skills,
want to score goals.
If he's got leadership skills, then I'm a dictator.
Harry Maguire and bloody Aubameyang.
I literally do think sometimes they go in the dressing room and said, "Everyone, put your name in a hat. All right, we'll see who we get drawn."
I do want to quickly touch on the two. Well, one of them was slightly controversial. The other one, absolutely not controversial. I've seen what Igal said about the second one and deluded.
Apparently, I talk shit because I want to tell him to face it that we're shit and the refs are not the excuse for these.
Yeah, look, for me, Igal either needs to get glasses or understand the rules of the game again, because last time I checked, handball off the shoulder.
Let's be real.
That was Kesh. That was a guy who was happy to accept relegation.
Oh no. Wow. But we'll start with Saul's. And then we'll touch RJ's point at the end because I feel like he'll have less emotion in it. But Saul's. Let's start with the first one. The one where his arms upright, he's about 1 foot away from the other player. In your eyes, and yes, they have been given, and yes, controversial referees and stupid decisions yet again. But do you believe that's a penalty?
The first one, it's always going to be 50-50 whether they give it or not. Yeah. Personally, obviously I'm an Arsenal fan, so I would love it to be given. I understand why it's not given. I think that's the way I'm going to sum the first one up. If we got it, I wouldn't complain and I wouldn't say it's not a penalty because I can see it both ways. Yeah. The second one, hell no, was that a pen? Initially when you see the game live, you're gonna. I did say, penalty and all this, but when you see the replays, you're either blind or you're stupid. It can't be any other way because that's not a penalty. I'm sorry. Handball starts here. Handball starts where? This after the sleeve is handball. It hit here. That's not handball.
I do love that last comment. You're either blind or stupid. Saul's not mincing his words today, and Saul's isn't hugging 60,000 people today. Mainly
I'm punching 60,000 people.
mainly because
pure frustration.
Mainly, firstly, because coronavirus won't let him, and secondly, because he wants to punch him instead. But Luke, first one and then second one. What's your thoughts on both decisions?
See, the thing is, that I'll touch on the second one first because it's so much more blatant. That's just never a penalty. Just never a penalty. It's just good defending from Eric Peters.
Yeah,
even when I saw it in game, I was like, that's not a penalty. You can see it's come off his shoulder. And the fact that one would cause more controversy than the first one is baffling because it's so blatant off his shoulder. And the referee's gone straight over to him and sent him off. And I think, there was
I don't know what Mariner's seen. I don't know what he's seen.
The length of that check was frankly embarrassing because it's quite clearly come off his shoulder.
Did you hear BT praising the referee and praising VAR? They were like, they've got it right. And I'm like, I would be horrified if they got it fucking wrong.
They praised the bare minimum with VAR. And I think this is the first one. It's 50-50. Like so said, it's 50-50 because if it's given against you, you'll probably be saying that's not a penalty. But if it's not, then you'll be screaming for it. And I think I don't know. I don't really know what the rules are. They change every fucking week. So it's hard for me to comment on what the handball rule is. But I think, looking back on it.
They haven't changed it yet. It changes at the start of next season.
I don't want to say anything about it because realistically, it shouldn't matter. We shouldn't have been relying on that penalty to get us a result. We shouldn't have out of the fucking.
That's why I brought this conversation right at the end.
I mean, listen, I'm not going to sit here and blame the result on the referees because I thought it was probably the correct call in the balance of things, and I thought the referee had an all right game to be fair. So they probably need the penalties. So I mean, I'd say it's probably a right call from both of them.
That's fair. Stephen, first one, then second one.
Neither one a penalty.
Yeah, no, I mean, as simple as that.
The first one, if that's a penalty, then any handball's a penalty pretty much, right? You literally kicked it up and it's literally 2 yards away from his arm.
Yeah, of course.
So, and the second one, well, if any Arsenal fan says that's a penalty, then it goes Specsavers.
Okay, Gal, book yourselves an appointment with Specsavers.
I only said it on my stream. Gal, go to Specsavers.
I would like to call a Gal out. I used to be a referee, and it's come off his fucking shoulder, you idiot. But moving to RJ. RJ, what's your thoughts on that?
I mean, at this rate, if anyone says that second one was a fucking penalty, we might as well say that if you touch the ball with your bloody arm, good luck to you, you're gonna be gone. No, it hits off his shoulders. I mean, it's literally good defending, to be fair. First one, I mean, Souls and Luke say it perfectly. It can go 50-50. These referees are so incompetent. They are so useless. I mean, I'd even do a better job. I even don't know half the rules in reffing. Anyway,
Stevie Wonder could do a better job.
No, don't put Stevie Wonder here. Come on, man. No, like I said, it's an absolute joke what's happening in the Prem, and eventually, and I'm hoping they do get caught out eventually. Mariner, I think, was the referee. I believe I wasn't really focusing on him, but it was a bad day in the office for him. I do believe so.
I thought we got most decisions fairly all right, apart from that last one, and VAR obviously overturned it, which is exactly what VAR is there for.
Yes.
The bit I didn't like was the fact that they felt the need to praise VAR massively for firstly a decision any referee that's refereed the English football game needs one look at that, and then you can overturn it straight away. You don't need to look at it 6 or 7 times. You don't need to discuss and have a Big Mac whilst discussing if that's a penalty. Come off his shoulder, not a penalty. And I the minute I saw one replay, I was like, that's not a penalty.
Yeah, the thing is,
I would say this is the second time I've noticed now that VAR has got it right. I mean, that Callum Hudson-Odoi thing, that was a penalty. I'm sorry. Like, we're not playing volleyball. Like, the man has literally handballed it, like, over his head. And they're blaming Greenwood and over. I'm just like, look, VAR might be the solution to this, but the referees are close.
Yeah,
this is what I was about to say.
And VAR in a minute.
The thing is, with my point of view is that it's really baffling how they can give that as not as a handball, but the Spurs Fulham one, how they haven't given that as how they've given that as a handball, and that's probably that's a more natural hand position than the Burnley one, and it's the same with the Chelsea one against Liverpool and the Chelsea one against United. It's baffling because there's no consistency.
Daniel, that's not true, mate. That's not true. Literally, rewatch it. He literally touches it above him before Greenwood gets the touch.
Look, it is what it is. That one was a week ago. We don't need to go into that one too much.
Yeah,
a couple of comments before we end it, because I feel like Sauls is about to start smashing up his computer settings. Or he's going to ask his players to come over one by one, smack him in the mouth if Arteta hadn't done it first. Charlie saying, now what time am I on tomorrow? The preview show for the City United game is 3:00. Gonna be good. RJ versus Charlie. I'm excited.
Yep. Charlie, you better be ready for your fucking things, mate. I swear to God.
Penalty to Southampton, which has been converted by James Ward-Prowse. Daniel saying, anyone doing a Villa Wolves watch along? Yes, we will be doing one on this channel. So we will be here live. I think Jeannie's going to be on. Maybe a couple more of the regulars
I'll jump
will be
on for a bit.
I heard Dom was coming on as well.
I need someone to watch over me, man. I am fucking mate.
We can't leave Sauls alone anymore.
Okay, so we can confirm that Sauls will also be on there for the Midlands derby. We might have Dom and Tom.
Who's that?
We like Ryman. It's
So the special
Jeannie,
Sauls and Domini.
Jeannie, Sauls, and others. We don't want to get too many because we have to try and sync our TVs up. So we'll probably keep it to the 4 there. Greenwood pushed. Oh yeah, we've had that one already. You need a penalty to win though. My dad, a Wolves fan, by the way. Big up to your dad. Charlie saying I'll come on the watch along. Very excited. Charlie, you're on tomorrow for both the preview and the review. So you got lots to do tomorrow. Didn't mean to put in caps. So Charlie will be on tomorrow. So he makes another appearance on this channel tomorrow. It's going to be interesting, RJ versus Charlie. Do make sure you don't miss that because I feel like the fighting is going to be quite hilarious. So if you are a bit down in the dumps, come watch this fight because it's going to be a bit like maybe.
Big up to Charlie's full team, but I'm sorry, but Manchester's red.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'll fight them all. Chelsea, City, Arsenal, you name it. We got it.
I mean, it'll take me about 2 minutes to find out what Manchester is. I could just walk out my door and find out.
To be honest, actually, if you really want to take the argument, we should also look at Man City as Tottenham Hotspur. We've got the same amount of trophies.
Charlie already coming out with some fighting talk. RJ, you better watch your back, you fool.
All right, okay, buddy. Let's go back 20 years and we'll see what our clubs were like. Right?
So you know what, right? When we're saying all this now, it's got 0-0 written all over it, man.
Oh, yeah, that's what
I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. The preview show is going to be more entertaining than the match. The preview show is going to be
better than the match.
The preview
if it's 0-0, good God, United it'll be like that.
It will be 0-0. But you know what?
They're going to put 5 beyond the ball.
But to be fair, you can't blame him because what else is he meant to do? He hasn't got the players to play. He hasn't. The thing is, he hasn't. He hasn't. A 0-0 draw against Man City is a fucking good result. Let's not get it twisted. Man City are an amazing team. I mean. They're an amazing team. They're 21 games winning run. If Ollie can go to the Etihad and get a 0-0 draw, I would be on the first. I'll be on the bus back just singing "We Are the Champions." Like, fucking, I'll be jumping up and down, partying like there's no tomorrow.
You say that, you're a fan.
Mate, we're losing 1-0. We're losing 1-0. It's brilliant. We are Vibes FC. Daniel, Manchester United are getting destroyed. They deserve it. Well, we don't know. Pep is.
What happens when Chelsea play?
I'm still waiting for Charlie to sponsor the 26 trophies debate.
But as I said, the preview will be good. So we do have the Villa Wolves watch along from Villa Park virtually. That is, we'll be in our living rooms watching it on TV. But we'll be virtually from Villa Park. So that'll be a good one tonight. And today, I'll be drinking tonight, so there'll be nothing late night. There'll be no late night drinking. there's a little virtual gathering, a counselling session, shall we say, for a certain someone. RJ knows exactly what I'm on about, because he is my co-counsellor.
Yes, yeah.
Yes,
it's a weekly thing. You know what I mean,
it's the weekly counselling session for him. Not for RJ Daz. I obviously hosted.
We've already tried cancelling. It's gone too far for Arsenal.
No. Arsenal have gone past their counselling session. Liverpool fans are going through their counselling sessions.
No, we were having it, and the counsellors have said, "Fuck it, we're not even bothering."
The update on the counselling sessions for Liverpool fans is Genie is responding very well to the counselling sessions. Tom and Sonny, though, they need a few more weeks.
I've just thought about it, and last night we spent talking about how it wasn't a counselling session for Arsenal, but it was a counselling session for Liverpool. That didn't age well. That really didn't fucking age well.
No. The reason it's not a counselling session for Arsenal is because you've been through the counselling sessions already, and there's no fixing it until your club fixes themselves. That's why Liverpool need their counselling sessions right now. I'm a very, very busy man giving therapy to all of these fans, especially considering my club's Plymouth Argyle. If we lose, great. If we win, great. If we draw, great. Whatever. Just don't get relegated. That's all I say. MSC, Daniel, I hope your dinner gets cold.
Fair play.
We can beat Man City. I'm not speaking, Stephen. Daniel says dinner getting cold. Definitely will be a therapy session for both Arsenal. Daniel saying definitely will be therapy sessions for both Arsenal and Manchester United. I can do it. Look, I don't think United need it. I think Arsenal have gone past counselling sessions. I think
I'm going to see a counsellor today, man.
I think Liverpool fans at the moment, I mean, they're going to do a horrible run.
Yeah, I think counselling sessions will help Liverpool fans. I think Class A drugs will probably help Arsenal fans, to be brutally honest.
But beyond that as well, I don't even think they would have an effect, man.
We made shit. At least we stuck 3 past Chelsea. That's
fighting talk from Luke. But guys, we have ended it there. I feel like the misery for the Arsenal fans has gone on for far too long. But before we go, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it on all your socials, get people watching the replay. And if you are watching the replay, thank you for watching, and leave your comments. I do see them, and we do talk about them in the group with the regulars. It's always great to hear your ideas and your thoughts. And if you have any ideas on what we can be doing, DM me or put it in the comments, because we are wanting to expand this. We've got a great set of regulars, and this channel is sort of for all of us just to gather around. It's a bit like being in a pub having a few pints, although I just had a cup of tea. But before we go, RJ, where can they find you, bro?
Yeah, they can find me on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and now on Twitch. We're nearly at 7K on YouTube, so let's keep on going.
And what's the name of it?
Robotic Jaguar. Just simple as that. Just look up Robotic Jaguar, you'll get it. No problem. Thank you.
I just thought I'd help you out because you didn't say your name.
Oh no, it's right there. To be fair, in my logo kind of.
Yeah, I know, but some people just probably won't even look at that, will they? Sauls, where can they find you apart from in the pub doing Class A's?
Probably in prison, because I'm going to go beat the shit out of every single one of them.
That's where you with Dom in the Manchester Canal, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, you probably see me there too, because I'm joining in. I'm just you know what? I'm just deflated. Yeah, you can find me in Gooner Souls at Leicester Bayfoot. You're probably not going to see me today because I just can't be asked.
You might see Sauls on the watch along. Hopefully, it'll be an entertaining game.
Oh no, I'm going to come because I think I have to. I don't think I've got a choice for my own mental state.
And if you didn't check out the Liverpool-Chelsea watch along, go to the time, find out what time Salah got subbed off, and just look at the reaction. In fact, I need to clip that because that was absolutely quality. When you lead a goal, you take off the Premier League top goal scorer, because that is the Jurgen Klopp way to do it. Luke, where can they find you?
At Luke AFC. Probably won't see me tweeting for a few days because I still need to get over that. Yeah, just follow me. That's all I can say.
Yeah, and you'll also find him in the Thames if you also need him. And Stephen, where can they find you, bro?
You can find me on SVT TV. Apparently, I talk complete shit, but there you go. Maybe I need to stop. Need to start blaming the refs or asking for penalties when they're not there. But yeah, you can find me there, and you can DM me at SVT, and just come in and join, and everyone can join in and give me banter, and and like we do, football, F1 content, raising awareness for children's liver disease as usual.
Absolutely, and you can also find him at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, as he's now converted to a Spurs fan. And you can find me at Niall_PAFC. DM me if there's any.
Fan.
I'm not a Lewis Hamilton fan. Nope. You can DM me any ideas you've got for what you want us to be doing on this channel. Keep it PG as possible. And we'll look at doing that. We're trying to expand more videos. We got like weekly review shows. I've got an even idea for like a sort of miniature soccer Saturday, but hopefully maybe sort something like that out in the future. I feel
guys,
like that
you should really copyright that idea before now.
It's okay. You got BT, you got BBC, you got Sky, but you'd want to be on Let's Talk Premier League, especially with some of our correspondents. Jeannie's been doing it regularly recently, and everyone thinks that's great content. So we'll be doing that. But we will be back here at 5:30 or something around that time for the Villa Wolves watch along. Me, Jeannie, Sauls, and maybe a couple of others will be joining us tomorrow. You will find us here at 3:00 for the preview to the Manchester derby at the Etihad. Charlie versus RJ. That preview is probably going to be better than the main event, let's be real. Then you'll find us at the preview show, previewing probably what is going to be a 0-0 draw. Let's not get twisted. Ollie and 0-0 draws against top 6 works. But make sure you've liked the video, subscribe to the channel with notifications on, and tweet it to all your mates. Get as many people viewing this sort of content as possibly can. It wouldn't be worth it without you guys. And until later on, thank you for watching, and we'll see you later.